You guys, I am beyond excited and feel so honored to be the one to introduce you to Elise Myers. The purpose of this presentation is to address you, my audience, so my professor, my TA, and my class, to introduce you to her, deconstruct and dissect her media, what makes her so good, and then to make the claim that her content is in fact appealing and rhetorically effective, and then I'll talk about why. She's known as the internet's best friend. She's a writer and a comedian. What makes her so great are her relatable stories. She also is an advocate for topics like body image, ADHD, anxiety. She also brings something cool to the table. She used to be a web developer, and so she brings all this like tech savvy knowledge to her comedy and her digital creations. And she also talks sometimes about her husband and her young son, so she just remains really grounded and human, even though she's kind of huge now and has ended up working with a whole bunch of big companies like what you see listed. So basically, she has this podcast, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, 600, almost 7 million followers on TikTok, over 3 million on Instagram. On her podcast, she's interviewed, you guys, the celebrities that she's interviewed. Most of them are comedians, which makes it just like so funny. But she interviewed Rainn Wilson, Dwight from The Office, and all of these faces that you might recognize. So kind of mostly what I live for, you guys, is her comedy. So we're going to watch one of her clips where she talks about things that she isn't embarrassed about that she should be. And then we're going to kind of break it down for her style and what makes her digitally and rhetorically great.
A short list of things that I'm not embarrassed about, but I should be. Number one, whenever somebody said they grabbed something with their bare hands, I thought it meant bare hands. Like, I'm as strong as a bear. I grabbed that with my bare hands. Turns out it's just naked hands. Number two, up until about 2 weeks ago, I believed that Alaska was a floating ice island right by Hawaii, just like the US map tells me it is. Before you ask, yes, I have looked at a globe, but it wasn't to confirm that Alaska is a floating ice island next to Hawaii. That was already covered in my brain. I didn't need to learn any more information about that. That was sorted. But also, who's just looking at a globe all the time? Like, genuinely. Why is it like that on the US map if it's not like that? It's a map. At least put it up. There are some things you just learn as a child and you never question, and that was one of them for me, alright? So let's get over it.
Some of the things that I just wanted to point out from this is her authorship. I think the fact that everything is just produced by her just makes her really accessible and really relatable. And her purpose is just to make people laugh. And so her target audience is literally anyone who would maybe even want to laugh. She's really family friendly, which is nice. Her economics, she's never trying to sell you anything except when she is. And when she is, she makes it very clear. And I feel like that just kind of builds her credibility. Her hair is not perfect, as you can see, and she's wearing an everyday t-shirt, both of the things that make her just feel like she's a real person. And her format, even though like she is really relatable, she always has these captions and graphics that make it more engaging, as well as allow you to watch it just like throughout your day-to-day. Like, she just makes it for the everyday person. So when you're standing in line at Costco and you don't have your AirPods, like, you can still watch because it has captions. I feel like she makes you feel really safe. Like, you can just be in your sweats and watch and do your normal human things because she does. The fact she has gone so big but still and tells these silly, embarrassing things, like, I feel like it just builds her credibility. We're gonna watch one more because why not?
You're about to get on the phone with Kevin Jonas for a podcast interview and you just made a video about makeup as a joke and then you can't get it off your face, and then you're about to get on a camera with Kevin Jonas. You know when that happens? That's the worst. I would hate to be me. Not me though. Hi Kevin Jonas, how's it going today? That's great.
So if you're looking for any of these things in your content, please give her a follow. She is phenomenal and I hope you enjoy.